This is the Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report for Thursday, October 13th, show number 252.
Wow, where is the time gone, Scott?
Just keeps on ticking into the future. Coming at you live from the Ron Miller Race Cars Hammer Down Racing Report studio. Live on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Update on our podcast numbers.
Yeah?
Back up to number 141 on Apple Podcasts in Australia.
All right.
Under the leisure automotive category. So,
all right.
Remember last week I said Australia bumped up ahead of India. India was second.
Yeah.
As far as the most listeners.
Right.
So now Australia is back up there in second.
All right.
It's like a race. I'm surprised, though. Canada's like down there below Australia and India.
We're going to have a talk with some of our Canadian friends.
I guess. Or maybe we'll have to have some more Canadians on. I think Amber Balkan was probably the last Canadian we had on.
Yeah.
Anywho, tonight on the show, we'll be speaking to the Saturday night Jim and Joanne Classic winner at Fremont, Cole Duncan. Cory McCaughey is going to join us a little bit later on as well with the latest in the Stock-tober Showdown coming up tomorrow night at Fremont Speedway. That thing is kind of taken on a life of its own.
Oh, it has. It's going to be huge, Scott.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So we'll get the latest on that because it's changed. We had him on about a month ago, and It has grown significantly, like an alien in your belly that's about to burst out.
Okay, Scott.
Dominator Race Products will be at the Ionia Fairgrounds race car swap meet on Sunday. That's this Sunday, October 16th, for a blowout sale. Check them out for hood scoops, fan shrouds, nose and tail pieces, pillar and sail panels, roofs, wheel covers, and much more. Check out DominatorRaceProducts.com or give them a call, 419-923-6970. And if you can't make it out there, you can always check them out there at the website, call them, or get them from reputable dealers across the USA.
Including?
Ron Miller Race Cars.
Thank you.
Oakshade Raceway, we're the fastest meet to race. Follow them on social media or visit oakshaderaceway.com. Swap meet for Oakshade Raceway is coming up tomorrow. And there's been
tomorrow.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking today's Friday. I'm already excited about the race thing. Coming up Saturday. If you're listening to us on Friday, it's tomorrow. But
yeah.
Coming up Saturday.
If it's tomorrow, you're late.
Buddy. I am late, yeah. Oops. You're right, I am. No, I still got a little bit of time to get there, about a half hour. So anyways, a $5 spot fee as opposed to a $10, as we had previously reported. That has gone down. And I think she was saying it's like if you have a truck and you pull in, it's $5.
If you take anything out of your truck that's for sale, it's $5.
There you go.
But $5.
Yeah. Ooh. And the awards banquet's coming up on December 3rd, and there was a development there. Usually at the swap meet, they announce the winner of the chassis. It's not a chassis.
They do the drawing.
Yeah. So what is the drawing? Isn't happening at the swap meet this year. That's been pushed back.
For any of the classes.
That's going to be
all of the classes. The drawing for perfect attendance will be at the banquet. So make sure you get your banquet tickets, folks. The Super Stock winner this year does not get a chassis. They've just changed hands too many times. So this year, the winner will get a $1,000 gift certificate from Ron Miller Race Cars, good for goods or services provided by Ron Miller Race Cars.
All right. And again, those drawings for the perfect attendance will be on December 3rd at the banquet.
Correct.
Contact Freeze Frame Photos for all your racing photo needs, from action shots to victory lane. Check them out. Also, I almost said tomorrow again. They'll be at the swap meet on Saturday at Oakshade Raceway, the 15th of October. Also, Sweetest Day, I think it is.
Really?
Yeah, I just found that out today. I hate that Hallmark.
Somebody reminded you?
No, it was on the news or something.
Oh, okay.
Somebody was saying, "Oh, what else are you going to do but buy chocolates?" Like, not buy chocolates. Now is the time. Maybe buy something from Freeze Frame Photos, because now is a great time to order custom gift items such as custom calendars and all kinds of other cool things they have. But now's the right time to do that for your sponsors. If you're a racer, you got some sponsors that helped you out this year. Maybe you want to show your appreciation. Give Charlie a call.
As well you should.
Yeah.
Sponsors are really hard to find these days.
That's true. 419-476-9978. If you can think of it, they can do it. Free train photos, special moments frozen in time. Also, thanks to Big D's Pizza, we'll be giving away some Big D's here with how many in a little bit. And Ron Miller Race Cars, Headhunters Barber Studio and Salon. I went and saw them yesterday, as a matter of fact. Got my hair cut down there in Perrysburg. So, how about we give our first guest a call?
Why don't we do that?
I think we will do that as soon as I find where he went here.
As soon as we find someone with the technology.
I got the technology. I just have to hit the right buttons.
Oh, okay.
It's all about the buttons. Cole Duncan, also the champion at Atomic Speedway this year.
Hello.
Cole, it's Scott Hammer and Ron Miller from Hammer Down Racing Report. How's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
Wonderful.
Good. We talked to you, I think it was August of last year, and finished up this season. You got the title there at Atomic. Congratulations on that. What was it? 4 wins. One of them was an all-star show.
Yeah, we're actually not done at Atomic. There's 2 more races, I think, still on the schedule.
Are there?
Oh.
I did not even realize that. Well, you almost have the title. Well, then I've awarded it too early for you then. But you got a pretty good points lead at least then if there's 2 races left.
Yeah, I think so. I think if we show up and make the feature the next one, we're.
So are you pretty confident in that title?
We should, if we do our job for at least one night and run well, we should have that pretty well locked up, I think. Yeah.
Awesome. Was that one of your goals at the beginning of the season to get the Atomic Championship?
Not necessarily. We really don't like to race for points anywhere. But the way the schedule played out, we really didn't have to conflict, but maybe 1 or 2 races at the end of the year that, we might have done something else, but went to Atomic instead. Like share an outlaw race or the 4 Crown or something, which, as it turned out and the year went on, our good motor was getting wore out, to the point where you really wouldn't probably want to take it to a place like Eldora or go run with the Outlaws. So it happened to work out. And, Charlie, the promoter there at Atomic, had a pretty decent points fund this year. So it made sense at that point to just go ahead and try and win or lock up that championship.
Gotcha. So
just one more trophy.
Yeah. Always good to add another.
So what goals did you set out for yourself at the beginning of this year, or did you even have any?
You always try and set out goals. We wanted to win a few more races. Our best year, I think, was 2 years ago. We had won 10 races, but none of them were all-star races. And then last year, we were fortunate enough to win a couple all-star races, and you always have that goal just from a competition level. And we were fortunate enough to win 1 all-star race in our car, and then I was able to pick up another one there at the June Ford, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, how did that come about, getting the ride in the Sam McGee Motorsports number 11?
Actually, the McGees and my family go way back to quarter midget days. Max, who is Mike's oldest son, was a little bit younger than me, so we never really ran the same classes in quarter midgets, but we were always at the same tracks and ran the same car manufacturers and stuff like that. And then Sammy was kind of just getting into quarter midgets when I was getting out. So we've known the McGees a long time, and they, with Parker's injury, obviously they were trying to fill their schedule and fulfill the all-star schedule towards the end of the year. And, they seemed like they were picking some of the best guys for the places they went. And it was a pretty big honor to get a call from them to run Fremont. I know pretty sure they won a Speedway race at Fremont with Parker this year. And, I enjoy Fremont, so it was pretty cool to get a call from them and ask if I wanted to close out the all-star season for them.
Pretty big honor there. Were you going to run your own car had that call not happened?
Yeah, that was the plan. That was the plan all along, and then Atomic had scheduled a race kind of after they had rescheduled a race, I should say, after I'd committed to run McGee's car, which ended up getting rained out. But, yeah, it worked out for me, and it was going to make the points championship there at Atomic a little tighter going into the last race or two there. So that all worked out pretty well for me, but I was committed to the McGee's at that point. And everybody, pretty much all the Ohio cars want to run the Jim Ford Classic. I mean, Jim Ford played a huge role in sprint car racing in Ohio, for I don't know how many decades, but, so that's always an honor to run a race in his honor, and to be able to win it is just over the top, really.
So track conditions seem to be a big topic of discussion, at least Saturday night. How did you feel the track conditions were, and did they work out? Were they favorable for you in the car?
Yeah, I mean, Friday night I thought was exceptional. It got really shiny slick, which was how Jim Ford always kept the track, honestly. So I thought it made for really great racing Friday night. And then Saturday, they battled. It was sunnier Saturday. It was cool temperatures, but it was sunny all day. And they had probably 15, 20 mile an hour wind gusts all day. So they battled hard on Saturday to keep water on the track. They maybe didn't dig it up as much as they could have, or as much as they did Friday. But, the racing was good until probably 10 laps into the feature. It started to lay rubber a little bit. And then obviously you want to be out front when it does that. So we put ourselves in a really good position and raced and qualified well when we had to qualify well to get ourselves into position. And then we were lucky enough to draw the front row of the dash and made things happen in the dash to be able to stay on the front row. And yeah, that was probably a determining factor in the race, but it wasn't from a lack of effort. I mean, those 2-day shows are hard. It's always slicker the second day than the first day. And those guys, they were out there working on track. It didn't work out for them in the end, as far as laying rubber and taking tires off. But I'm not even so sure that that's so much a track thing now as much as, I think the tires have changed maybe a little bit. And because at the beginning of the year, almost everywhere we went was laying rubber, and guys were prepping the tracks just like they did last year. So it's a learning curve for everybody, but I mean, it was obviously favorable for us, and we hate to see it do that at the end of the race, but sometimes it happens.
Cole, I couldn't make it to the race, but I did see the replay of it. It looked to me like you were doing a lot to save that right rear tire. You must have known that it was going to be hard.
Yeah, it started to get kind of abrasive in the dash. So anytime, and that comes with experience, but anytime, even under caution, really, if you can stay out of the abrasive part of the track and kind of cool your tire off and, do whatever you got to do to keep it out of any abrasion whatsoever, it plays a big role at the end of the race. So I was definitely pretty conscious about how much tire I had left. And you can normally, when these things get pretty wore out, you almost pick up a sort of a vibration. I don't know if it comes from the tire being out of balance or what, but I was a little nervous on that last restart. I felt a little bit of vibration, right before the last restart under the last green flag lap. So I was a little concerned about that, but at the same time, when you're leading a race like that, I think you feel every vibration, even if it's phantom vibration.
Yeah.
So.
Cole, just an FYI for some of our listeners, they're wondering why you would worry about tire wear on a caution. Sprint cars run a lot of stagger, a lot of circumferential difference on the back of the car, so you've got one tire trying to go a whole lot faster than the other, so there's going to be tire wear even on a caution.
Right. Yeah, I mean, not only that, but when there's a lane or a lane and a half that starts to take rubber, just like you said, it's kind of a combination of stuff. As you're, it's a full locked axle. It's a solid axle rear end. So
exactly.
The right rear, say you've got 10, 11, 12 inches of stagger, whenever somebody puts on for the feature, the left, it's scrubbing one tire or the other, or both at some point, even under caution. So, you can see that if you watch closely under caution in any track conditions, we almost have to turn to the right to keep the car going straight. And, the casual fan probably doesn't quite understand that. Almost every car in the world that's driving down the road has differentials and stuff like that. So, it's not the same thing as what we have to try and make our cars go as fast as they can around, a dirt oval. But yeah, you're definitely scrubbing tires no matter what the track conditions are. But when it gets abrasive like that, and you're under caution and you're in the abrasive lane, it's still trying to take off the tire.
So Friday night, you didn't do as well, and I think you had some bad luck with the draw.
Yeah, we actually, Sammy and Kevin and Jim Bob that work on the 11 car gave me a great race car. And we had, we got into the dash, and that's the main goal, is to get yourself in position, and just drew the last slot in the dash, which is, it's hard to overcome when the competition's that even at those races. By the end of the race, I thought we were probably the best car on the racetrack. And we were the last 10 laps, I think we passed 3 or 4 cars. So it definitely, we wanted to run a few spots better, obviously, but there's definitely a confidence booster going into Saturday, knowing that we could come feature time, we could have potentially the same really, really good race car.
Wasn't there a bonus on Saturday for any Fremont winner that was in the top 5 or 10 in
10
points?
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. I think Rich Farmer put that up.
That was what I remember.
Points. So, yeah, that was really cool, Rich. Unfortunately, we didn't run enough races there to be in the top 10 in points, because that would have been pretty cool. But no, that very, very cool gesture by Rich. And I'm going to assume Philo probably was in the top 10 in points. So, I hate to keep somebody from winning an extra $5,000, but it probably meant that it was going to be 6 or 7 less to run second. So I don't feel that bad.
So this year, you when we talked to you last year, you got family commitments, so you don't run, and like you said at the beginning of this, where you try not to run for points, but you kind of pick and choose where you go. This season, how many tracks have you gotten to race at?
Honestly, we didn't race as much this year. Probably as little as we've raced since I started. But we hit about everything in Ohio, and we hit, I think, 5 different tracks during Speed Week, and made our way into Pennsylvania and Lernerville once or twice, I think. I can't even remember what all we ran, but we stayed a little closer to home. Obviously the cost of everything's up, diesel fuel's up, tire prices are up, engine components are up. So we tried to be really smart about it. We pride ourselves on, probably the last 4, 5, 6 years, for sure, our car has been able to pay for itself and keep it going up and down the road. And that's kind of our ultimate goal. When we set out at the beginning of the year, and I guess more than a goal, a necessity.
I understand.
So I think we got 30 or 31 races maybe in our own car, and we'd like to be in the 50-55 range, but it just wasn't in the cards this year. So still happy we were able to get, I think, 5 wins in our own car so far. Hopefully we can get 1 or 2 more at Atomic.
That's what I was going to ask. Other than the 2 shows at Atomic, anything else you have planned for this before the end of the year?
No, definitely not the 22 car. Like I said, our best motor's kind of at the end of its cycle on needing to rebuild. So unfortunately, the World Finals doesn't make sense, and that's one of my favorite races that I haven't got to run in a year or two. So would like to do that, but Again, going back to the necessity of this thing needing to keep itself going, it's just probably not in the cards for us this year.
So if there's a good car owner out there looking for a really great driver, you would put your hand up?
I would be open to offers, yeah, for sure.
Had Sam McGee, was there any talks about any other races for you in that 11 car?
No, I mean, for now, that was kind of a one-time deal, and like I said, a deal where I was filling in for Parker, after his injury in Knoxville. So I think they said they were done at the end of the All-Star Tour, which is what they set out to do was compete in all the All-Star races and run for points on that. So I believe they're done for the year. So I'm not sure, what their plans are next year. As far as I know, Parker's still in that car, and definitely, that's his ride. I'm not the kind to try and persuade a car owner away from a driver they already have. So if they call, that would be awesome. But if they don't, I completely understand.
Have you given any thoughts about next season?
No, not really. I mean, other than, we're going to prepare our 22 car best we can over the winter, and we'll run hopefully more races than we did this year.
And you'll get the motor refreshed?
Yep. We'll get, as soon as the last race is over, that'll go to Gressman's, and we'll get a rebuild done on it. We're kind of waiting on a couple sponsors. We're hoping to gain for next year, so we'll work on that angle during the off season, rebuild cars, rebuild motors, and just go at it again.
Dean Henry says the lane racing seat is still open.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah. I'd be more than happy if those guys reached out, depending, it's hard for me to commit. It depends on what the car owner wants to do,
Mm-hmm.
If they want to run the whole All-Star deal, as much as I'd love to do that, I do work full-time. My wife works full-time, and we also have a kid on the way. So
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It'd be hard for me to get away to do the whole All-Star deal. It definitely have to be the right situation. My boss is pretty lenient when I say I want to go racing. I can give them pretty short notice, but that's a tough schedule, man. I mean, they ran, I think, 52 races this year, and I'm sure they had close to 60 or more scheduled. And for a full-time worker, it's hard to get the vacation to go do every All-Star race.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's a big commitment.
Right, correct.
So, when's your next race? You got two more at Atomic. What days are those happening? Is that this weekend?
We are off this weekend, and then their last two scheduled races are the 22nd and the 29th.
Well, I hope it warms up.
Yeah, at least not rain. I
Yeah.
can deal with the cold okay, but rain kind of throws a wrench into the plan.
Just a little bit. It was pretty chilly last weekend at Fremont, wasn't it?
It was very, very chilly. Get that wind off the lake up there, and
Yeah.
it's close to miserable, honestly.
You stay down in the southern part of Ohio, where it's a little bit warmer then.
Yeah, we stay 5 or 10 degrees warmer down here, I think.
Nice, awesome. Well, we appreciate the time. Any sponsors you want to plug before we let you go here?
Yeah, our Ohio Heating, Helms Construction, Motor City, Eco-Med, Scott Gressman, Wolf Composites, Matt Humble at Factory Cane. Jeff Karshner is a team member of ours, and somebody that helps us out. So just a lot of really great people that it takes all of them to keep these things going, and we appreciate every one of them.
Awesome. Well, good luck on that championship. Not that you need it, but good luck anyways. And we appreciate the time.
All right. I appreciate you having me on, guys. Thank you.
Good luck on your championship.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you.
All right. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Bye. There you go. Cole Duncan, the winner of Saturday's Jim and Joanne Ford Classic All-Star race there. Also on his way to become the 410 champion there at Atomic Speedway as well. So cool.
And he didn't run as many races as he wanted.
No.
I can relate.
Well, yeah. Different reasons, though, but yeah, it happens. We got Cory McCaughey coming up here in just a bit with the latest on the Stock-tober Showdown at Fremont. I think that's what we're calling it now. Before that, a little bit of a racing roundup, some racing action this past weekend. As we mentioned, Fremont Speedway, the Joanne Ford Classic. Friday night, Tyler Courtney picking up that all-star win. It was his first ever Fremont win. Did not realize that. Also locked in the all-star championship on Friday night there with that win. So congratulations to him. Jamie Miller won the dirt truck feature number 1, his 6th win of the season. Jeff Babcock won dirt truck feature number 2. And go ahead. I know you want to say something about that, don't you? Wasn't him and Gumby battling and Gumby stopped?
Yeah, I guess according to Davey, the character in the track got the best of the right front shock.
Oh,
and,
that's right.
And
congratulations to him. I hear he's going to be
he's going to be a daddy and
a papa.
Granddaughter Stephanie is going to be a mommy
to
next May. Yeah, that's going to be pretty cool.
So another racer in the family coming.
That'll be great grandkid number 7 by next May. Yeah.
All right. Saturday night at Fremont Speedway, Cole Duncan, we just spoke to, picked up the win in the 410. Paul Weaver won 305 feature number 1, and Dustin Stroop won the second 305 feature. Montpelier Motor Speedway on Saturday, Dylan Woodling picked up the win in the modifieds. I was talking to Craig Dipman. He was, I guess, leading early, got passed by Woodling, and then was back up battling and was going to pass him. He was going to do it, but then something broke. So actually, it was his one of the splines.
One of the drive flanges on the rear end.
Yeah, he showed me that. It was completely smooth. Travis Nichols won the Street Stock feature. Landon Arcaro was the winner in the Hornets. Lee Hobbs, Super Stocks, and Bryce Massengill in the Midwest Thunder Midgets. Toledo Speedway, Saturday, the finale there for the ARCA Menard Series. Before that, though, the factory stocks ran, and Brian Ringer picked up the victory there. Randy Padgett Jr. picked up the championship in the factory stock class. Jim Froling won the late model sportsman feature and also locked in the championship there in that class. And then Sammy Smith picked up the ARCA Menards Shore Lunch 200, and Nick Sanchez, our guest last week, locked in the ARCA championship.
If he couldn't win, at least he got the championship.
Yeah, the other guy he was battling with for the championship there. Can't remember his name now.
Yeah.
He had something broke and they couldn't fix it, so that kind of took him out.
Somebody will help us.
Yeah, help me out there. And while we do that, this is what happened after the race, because Sammy Smith did not win that without a little drama. It was a pretty exciting finish with 2 laps to go, 3 wide for the finish. This is what happened. Check it out.
2 to go into turn 1. The white car is Jesse Love on the inside. Grant Enfinger's trying to race him, and the 18 of Sammy Smith nudged the number 20 rear bumper of Jesse Love, and Jesse was not happy with that move that Sammy Smith put on him.
So Sammy Smith had been doing burnouts, winning the race. Jesse Love goes over to the window net. He actually takes the window net down. Wow. Has to get pulled back. This is crazy.
He looks like he's throwing a tantrum.
Have at it, boys.
Yeah.
Volume 2.
Pretty cool, though, the finale being at Toledo Speedway, and
it was
having a little excitement there.
From all reports, it was a good show, Scott.
It wasn't too bad. World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car action. Anthony Macri won both Friday and Saturday in the Nittany Showdown at Port Royal Speedway. In the Lucas Oil Dirt Late Model Series, Tim McCready picked up the win Saturday at the Talladega Short Track. NASCAR action. Sunday, Christopher Bell picked up. I stopped watching that, and I was pretty surprised to see Christopher Bell won, because he was like way back there. He needed to win to move into the final, the round of 8. And I guess there was a little bit of controversy, which I got down in my racing news here. We'll
Yeah.
talk about with a Stuart Haas driver. The final 8 that are still alive for the championship, moving on into the next round here is Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Ross Chastain, Christopher Bell, William Byron, Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, and Chase Briscoe. And I believe it was Kyle Larson that missed out by 2 points or something.
2 points, yeah.
So your defending champion is not in the running anymore.
And his crew chief was yelling where he had to finish in his headset all day.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. That would be distracting. Be like, shut up, dude. Xfinity Series on Saturday in the drive for the Cure 250 on the Charlotte Road Course. AJ Allmendinger, he's been, what was that? That's his 4th consecutive win.
Yeah.
And he's going to be moving up back to the Cup Series
Back
next year,
up.
so he's definitely earning it. Final 8 for the Xfinity Series, still alive for the Xfinity Championship. Allmendinger, Ty Gibbs, Noah Gragson, Austin Hill, Justin Allgaier, Sam Mayer, Josh Berry, and Brandon Jones. And in other notes here, Dale McDowell collected the $22,022 Castrol Flow Racing Night in America win at Tri-County on, at Tri-County. That was last Thursday. Okay. Jimmy Owens won at 411 Speedway on Tuesday night.
Okay.
That's where I was confused. I forgot we went back to last week there. And that's it for the racing roundup for this week. Make sure to give Big D's a call right now, 419-547-1444. Big D's Pizza, Subs, Ribs, Chicken, and more in Clyde. Order online at orderbigdspizza.com. Make sure to follow Big D's on Facebook for all kinds of special offers and the latest menu items. I saw Pizza Logs, new menu item.
Yeah.
Looked pretty interesting.
Anything they've got is pretty interesting.
They have
Scott.
a lot of interest. They had the special again, the 10 jumbo chicken wings for $8.99 now through Sunday. Big D's in Clyde, big on taste, not on price, and they start their winter hours next week. So they're open till 10 o'clock all through the week at 11 o'clock Fridays and Saturdays.
All right,
there you go. And Ron Miller Race Cars, who helped out with the Whiteford Fall Festival on Saturday.
what a great day that was.
There's
Scott.
a lot of cars out there.
A lot of cars, a lot of people. It was totally family friendly. It was so much more than a car show. There was something for everybody. I've had car show folks stopping by my place this week saying that, they came just to check out the cars and wound up spending 3 or 4 hours just cruising around. Life Flight was there. They landed the helicopter. Monroe County Sheriff was there with both their canine patrol and their mounted unit.
Did anybody win the chicken poo bingo?
Yeah,
thing?
there were 4 rounds of chicken poo bingo.
Chickens hit.
Chicken poo bingo. That's where we're going. Chickens hit bingo.
Chickens hit.
Yep.
Because if it's spelled out, it looks a little different.
Yeah, it depends on where you put the S, but that's okay. Yeah. It was a great day. A little breezy, little cool, but spectacular turnout.
We got to do that on a different day next year.
We will. It's going to be October 7th instead of October 8th.
That's a little better. How about we bring Cory McCaughey in here? He's going to join us with video here. I thought we were going to do a call, but there he is. You decided to show your face there.
Yeah, the technology.
Poker chips there?
I'm using it to hold my phone up.
I thought you're in the middle of a game or something.
Got aces down, dude. I think I'm gonna bluff them.
So we had you on about a month ago, kind of when this was all just starting out.
And you were bouncing an idea off of us.
And this was originally just going to be a dirt truck show on a Friday night, part of a little festival going on at Fremont, or at the fairgrounds there. And this is kind of blown up into something a little bit different. The payouts over is what, $12.50 now?
At $12.50 to win on the base, but it's definitely going to be more than that for whoever wins it. So, because there's currently we're up over a little over $2,500 on bonus money alone. So,
wow. So this is tomorrow night at I'm on the right day now, right?
Yes.
Tomorrow night, Friday
night.
You
got it.
Fremont Speedway. let's talk about some of the things going on here. There's gonna be qualifying. First off, even before we get to that, it's the dirt trucks versus the Oakshade Raceway
Super stocks. Dominator super stocks.
And what I saw factory stocks and Sandusky stocks. What is that true?
Actually, we're just gonna go with like it's trucks versus the world at this point in time.
That's what it seems like.
Like, dude, I'm getting phone calls from people like if it was collect phone call days, like they'd be giving AT&T a lot of money. Let me tell you, there's a lot going on, man. Like, yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm really curious to who pulls through the gate because there's a lot of buzz apparently.
Now, is Cory McCaughey going to have a helmet on, or is he just going to have his promoter's hat?
I will never race anything that I am helping with just because of the conflict of interest. So, including
the go-kart race.
Yeah, including Sunday. Like I will. Yeah, I don't. Like even the stock appearing race earlier this season that we did over there at the Ottawa Lake Bull Ring, like I hired a guy to come in and drive my stuff just because I didn't. If I'm running tech, like it's a little funny if I win and then I tech myself. Like,
I don't see what the conflict of interest is there.
Like no, I'm good. I promise.
So Sandusky cars stocks have been invited.
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
So Gabriel Grisby, I believe that's how you say her name.
Yes.
Factory stock.
Yes, factory stock. I think she's 17. Does that sound right?
Yeah, she was on our show a couple of months ago.
She was here at the house about an hour and a half ago picking up tires, man. She's coming out, dude. Like, that's pretty cool. So,
what's the tire rule for the pavement cars?
Any DOT, which like complements the factory stock situation there, because that's what they're on now. And then any Towel City or H500.
Okay.
Just because
so they would be on the same tire rule as
it's Oakshade stock,
the super
rules.
stocks.
Yeah. So I've been in some very colorful conversations here recently with people that are 4 or 6 hours away that are telling me that I'm less than smart about this situation. So because I'm not allowing them to run an open comp tire on a stock car. And
but that's the equalizer with the rule package that we discussed.
Sure. Like everybody wants their best foot forward, and sometimes you just gotta slow somebody down so everybody else can play the same game, if that makes any sense.
Gotcha. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the procedure, I guess. We're gonna do qualifying.
Yeah. So at Fremont they qualify in group.
Okay.
So like we'll just say, just for round numbers, that there's 10 cars in heat 1. So they'll split that up into 2 groups, as in heat 1, group 1, group 2. And then so group 1 will go out, so there'll be 5 cars on the track. You evenly space yourself out. You go out, you run 3 laps. That is also your qualifying time. So it's probably in your best interest to leave enough space in front of you so you don't run somebody over and screw your lap up. And then through that heat, and we'll say however many heats it is, through that heat, you'll have your fastest, which will be P1 all the way to P10. So then we invert 4. So P1 will start 4, P2 will start 3, and then so on and so forth for the heat race.
And then it's straight up beyond the front 4, correct?
Yeah. So 5th,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
5th will be 5th, and then 6th and 7th, and so on.
Gotcha.
That's just so it really cleaned it up. Like we've been pushing for this for a couple of years now. There's some people that didn't like the qualifying stuff, but at the end of the year, if they were to look at how much stuff that they destroyed or didn't destroy, they should be thankful for it, because you don't have a less experienced driver starting on the front row hoping to get a transfer spot and then having like a Jamie Miller or a Sean right behind them getting run over. So it kind of moves them back, and you're racing around people that are of similar speed. So
let me ask you this: will there be hot laps before the qualifying? Since there's going to be a lot of drivers there that don't have maybe the same experience as the trucks.
Well, unfortunately, procedure calls for a 3-lap qualifying hot lap session, and that might be about all the time that we have for stuff.
So that's advantage trucks at this point.
It's weird how that works, man.
Yeah, imagine that. Okay. But there is a incentive for the top qualifier. There's an award for that.
Yeah. So I'm not 100% sure on how we're going to do it yet. I'll talk with Distal tomorrow, but. How it's done with the sprint cars is, whenever they do like a dash of 6 or 8 or something like that, that lines up the front of the feature, where like your top 6 qualifiers that transferred go into a dash to line up for the feature.
Would that be the helmet dash thing I was seeing?
My phone's getting hot. Hold on. I gotta move this thing. All right. So, yeah, the helmet dash, which is put on by Jimmy McCune and Abe's Auto Sales LLC. We got to thank them for their contributions here, because he has put up $350 for this. It's $200 to winner, $50 for second, third, and fourth, which is pretty cool. Yeah. But yeah.
So that's just made up by qualifying times.
Yeah, so it'll more than likely be the top 4 qualifiers that transfer. So if you're a top 4 qualifier, but you have some unfortunate situation, I don't see that happening. You didn't earn your position. So more than likely that will be how that works, because that's how it works with the sprint cars and stuff like that.
Okay. So, there's a Tough Luck Award. What's that, and who determines it?
That'll be voted on by me.
You got a lot of responsibility here.
Yeah, if anybody knows Tough Luck, though, it's me. So, yeah, I've had a less than spectacular season. So, like a guy leading or something and blows a tire or something, whatever that may be.
So what's the award for that?
That's $50.
$50.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather not get that award then.
Yeah, nobody wants that award, but that $50 is you can mop your tears up with that, I guess.
Yeah. So what about times? Gates open at 4, racing at 7:30. Anything else people should know?
Yeah, the drivers' meeting will be at 5:30. Everybody needs to go through pre-race tech, which will be a little lighter. I'm going to go through the cars. I'm not touching any of the trucks. Obviously, there's a conflict of interest there. The current tech guy is going to tech all the trucks. I'm pulling in another tech individual because I'm getting rumors of big car numbers, and I don't. Let's just say that there's 60 cars. If I spend 1 minute on every car,
that's an hour.
That's an hour.
I did that math.
Yeah, quick. Yeah. So
and math is not Scott's long suit.
So I don't want to spend all day in tech. But at the same time, I know that there's some people that are less than honest. So I will say that post-race tech is going to be way more thorough. There's jack stands. I brought 2 pair of jacks. I've got impact guns. I've got magnets. I've got grinders to grind your heads to make sure that you're not putting in metal infused paint. We're going through them post race. We're gonna keep this as honest as possible, because if this goes well and it's received well, these type of things can happen in the future. But if there's speculation and drama and BS, then it's probably not going to go in the future. So we're going to do our part to make sure that this stays on the up and up as much as possible.
So now when you said 60 cars, you're just talking cars. That doesn't include the trucks.
We'll say 60 vehicles.
Okay. Okay. Is that what you're thinking?
I'm going to be conservative and say that we'll be happy with 30.
Okay.
But
Scott, can you put Gene Steele's post up?
Oh. Yeah, Gene says he'll put up 100 if you do an
Australian pursuit.
Oh, how do I run that with
How are you going to determine who's in it?
Yeah, how do I run that with a dash? Like,
well, you have about 24 hours to figure it out. If
let me. What'd you say? I don't know. She was yelling at me. I'm down in the basement. It said move close to the router, and that's where the router's at. So, let me. She's yelling. I don't know.
We'll get a hold of Gene, or I can get you in touch with Gene after.
Let's talk about that after this happens. So
there you go. Sounds good. So prices are pretty cheap too. General admission is $10 for fans, $20 for pit passes. Are there any separate entry fees for participants?
No, that's it. Actually, and they, after some conversations in the past couple of days, anybody that's under 10 years old is also free at the front gate. So, which is not typical of a non-Fremont Speedway. This is run by the Fair Board. So, Fair Board events are, straight gate price. Like you go to the Derby or you go to the fair race or something. It's like $8 to get in at the fair, whatever it is, and $7 over here at the gate. And it doesn't matter if you're 2 foot and 2 years old or, it's just what it costs.
So how did the Fair Board just give you pretty much free reign on this once you came to them with your idea?
I won't say free reign, but they've not told me no. Okay. So, I've been extremely respectful with everything. I run everything past them first to make sure that things are on an even keel with the way that they would like stuff to go. But this is also my first time with a big car thing, so I can understand a little apprehensiveness as well.
Jeff Kepling, to answer your question, the heat races are going to be lined up according to qualifying time, fast cars on the front with a 4-car inversion.
Yes.
So top 4 inverted, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and your heat are going to be off a bingo draw. So, you could have...
as far as which heat you're in?
Correct. Gotcha. Who you're racing against. That's all completely random. So...
Can I rig that so that I'm with the slower guys?
You can try. The girl up there, she really likes Tootsie Rolls, so bring those.
Oh, okay. Good. I don't like those. I'll find them. Yeah. Get rid of. How many laps for the feature?
Feature was 20. It's now 25. Heat race length will be determined upon how many cars per heat. So if we get like we'll just say 60 again, then it would be easier to run 6 heats of 10, and then we would then extend the heat race length to 10 laps instead of 8, just because car lap type situation. So.
Gotcha. Transponders, receivers.
Yep, receivers mandatory. They have transponders for rent at the track. If you don't have them, they're $5 a piece. You got to rent, yes. Bring your driver's license, and then at the end of the day, whenever you go get your check, you turn in your transponder, get your driver's license back.
Gotcha. But if you have your own, you can bring that.
Yeah, absolutely. Tax forms are up at the pit tower. The tech will also be at the pit tower, which is behind turn 3. It'll just be to the left of the tower itself, right if you're looking at it. There'll be a little, like an easy up tent, and you'll see me running around with a straw hat on and Bill Bruin with a ball cap on. So
are you stressing out about this at all?
I have no anxiety about this whatsoever.
Okay.
This is a little different than 13 go-karts going around Dave Gumby's backyard track. You know what I mean? Like there's guys coming from 5 hours away, 6 hours away. So, I want to make sure that everybody has a good time. That's the main focus. I hope that the powers that be are also enjoy the race. That would be awesome as well. So, we'll see how the rest of this goes. So,
Gene says good meds.
Good meds. Yeah. Whiskey and beer, man. Yeah.
Dan Henning wants to know if tech's open as soon as we unload them.
Yeah. So absolutely. Like I will be at the. I'm sorry, I keep getting text. We'll be at the tech shed, if you will, like before the gates are open. So everything will be set up and ready to go then.
Gotcha. And again, that's the Stock-tober Showdown, the dirt trucks versus the rest of the world, primarily the Oakshade Super Stocks. Gates open at 4, racing at 7:30, Fremont Speedway, tomorrow night, Friday the 14th.
Yeah, so just if you got a stock car and you want to come out, just consult the Oakshade rule book. It's pretty straightforward. Like, yeah, everybody has their own like versions of stuff, but like if it says no bird cages and you have a bird cage on your rear end, like that's not legal. I'm not your uncle's friend's dad that works wherever. Like I'm not him. It says no bird cages. Like, if it says no aluminum calipers, you should probably not have aluminum calipers on that thing. So where the trucks are allowed aluminum calipers on the rear end only, not on the front end, just the rear end. So just make sure that you show up with a legal piece. I don't want to get to the point to where I'm disqualifying a guy and taking all of his money away, like all of it. Like there's not going to be you get travel money. There's, I led lap 7 or lap 8 or lap 3 and I get a bonus $100. No, you did it illegally. You don't get anything. You get to go to your trailer, load it up, and go home. Like we're not playing.
So if anybody has any questions, can they get a hold of you before the event? Or?
Nope.
Yep. Okay. Especially the cars, because there's been a lot of different weird questions that I've had in the past month or so. Like, can I bring my front wheel drive to come race with your cars? No, you can't. It doesn't fit in the rule set. So just consult Oakshade's rule set, and I'm going to read it word for word, and I can show you where your stuff's not legal. And it's like that. We're going to climb under them. We're going to, if you have aluminum heads on your stuff, you should probably finish 12th. You don't try to take the money, because it will be found. So.
Cory, one of our listeners wants to know if it's going to be streamed. I know that on the Cushion streams your normal Saturdays. Is this one going to be streamed? Do you know?
I honestly don't know. And to be truthful and honest, I doubt it, only because this is just a stock car race. But that might lead to things.
Just a stock car race.
This is going to be the stock car race to end all.
Yeah, there you go.
One would hope, honestly. Again, this is the first since Millstream. Like, I've tried this over at Oakshade. I've tried to do that. I've tried to do this down in Waynesfield. I've tried to do it at Limaland, and they're not receptive. And I've tried it here now for 5 years at Fremont.
Well, now Oakshade did a sportsman versus UMP mod race a couple of weeks ago. So maybe that opened the door for something like this to happen next year.
I really hope so. And I talked with Dittman earlier yesterday, I think it was, about this. And, that's, 2 divisions at one track isn't a bad idea, to split some stuff up, because there's going to be some downtime. So I don't want to go straight from heat races to B mains or whatever like that. We need to have 20 minutes. I need to give these guys time to turn their stuff around, especially if you're in a B main. Because, a lot of times if you're in a B main, you've had a bad night. You've had a blown out. You've had, you got a fender rubbing. You got something that's going on, and you need to address it. And to go straight from your heat race number 4 straight to a B main is a little tough. So we're going to.
So what you're thinking, if this kind of an event were held at, say, Oakshade, on a Saturday when the trucks were not scheduled at Fremont, maybe, with Oakshade's normal super stock count, 60, 65 cars could be a possibility?
Sure. I mean, you guys get like 60 plus just for the spectacular. Like, we start reaching out and start talking with people. I mean,
I think the purse also helped too.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we got $1,250 to win here. Like, on a whim.
That's crazy.
Like off of people started believing in this thing a couple weeks ago. Like it was just like, yeah, you bring the stock cars over, and then they start. The people that are involved, they're not stupid. They pay attention. They look at social medias. They see all this stuff. You won't know that they're there, but they're there, and they see the chatter that's going on. They see the 16,000 people that see these posts and stuff like that. They see the 400 shares. They see all that, and they're like, all right, I believe in this event. It's like, and truthfully and honest, like it really should work. So, I don't see why it wouldn't work over at Oakshade too.
Right.
Well, let's get this one under our belts first and see what happens from there. You want to give a shout out to all the sponsors that have helped out help make this such a big event?
Hold on, I got to get a drink because that's a list, man. I got to get a little adjustment. All right. So first and foremost, we got to thank Fremont Speedway for their opportunity of doing this, just because, that's a sprint car track, and usually the trucks are like play second fiddle. But here in the past, especially this season, the trucks have put on a fantastic show most nights, and we thank them for their opportunity at this. Secondly, Oakshade Raceway for putting up feature win money on top of the purse to make it $1,000 to win originally, which that's really cool, and we really appreciate them for that. And then that kind of provoked the Ryan Sheets over there at the Sheets Family Farm to put up some money as well. So that's what made it $1,250. Nice. Was that. And then they also decided to put up $100 for fast qualifier. Later last night and earlier today, the Fremont safety crew put up $300 to a Kears gift card for only safety equipment to the fastest qualifying dirt truck. They're homers. They want to see their boys do well. So that's a little motivation. And that provoked Dittman and Hoosier Tire Midwest to put up an H500 tire and $50 for the fastest qualifier on H500s. So that's pretty cool, man. I dig those kind of things.
I would, Ron Miller Race Cars would put up 2 Towel City tires for any Oakshade car running those.
Oh, that is awesome. So I would assume that would be Towel Cities on all 4 corners as well.
At least 3.
Yeah, left front don't really matter. I don't have a pen down here, but we'll get to that.
I'll remember.
Thank you, Ron. Much appreciated.
Do you want me to bring them Saturday?
If you would, please.
I can do that.
Yeah, that'd be great. In case it's some guy, because there's some people traveling, man. So it could be a guy that's 4 hours away that's not going to stroll back to, Lambertville to pick up some tires,
I've got them.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Casey Engineering is paying for the heat races, up to 6 heat races at $50 per heat race. Thank Mark for that situation. Campbell Family Racing is putting up $100 for the first non-A main transfer. So, if they're starting 20, if you were the first one out, you get $100 on top of travel money or whatever they decide to do with that. Mobile Marine is putting up $100 for the highest finishing B main truck. Great Lakes Garage Doors is putting up $100 for the leader of lap 8 and lap 3 because the owner used to race the number 83. Speaking of that, Scott Warner is putting up $57 for the highest finisher outside the top 20 in Oakshade points and not a prior champion. So he's going to have to keep track of that, man.
Too many variables there.
Yeah. Me and Cody Hicks are putting up $50 each to the highest finishing pavement car. So, whoever shows up with the pavement car and beats the other ones gets a bonus $100. Wagner Improvements is putting up $100 for the hard charger in the A main. Pearlzilla is putting up $50 for tough luck. Stucky Racing is putting up a full clean drum of alcohol to the most exciting driver on the track. Whomever they
most what?
Exciting.
Oh boy.
Okay.
It's fun that they put that up. They worded it a little differently, and we had a conversation, and we came up with the word exciting. So
Okay.
we'll just leave it at that. As previously spoke about the helmet dash put up by Jimmy McCune and Abe's Auto Sales as $200 to win and $50 for everybody in it. Cam Racing and Get Bent Fabrication are putting up $100 each if a truck wins, and John Young is putting up $100 if a stock car wins. So, and that's I would expect there to be some more stuff tomorrow because I got hit with like 6 things today. You know, as we're getting
the Australian Pursuit race thing.
Yeah, like I need to write that down, man. I wish.
This would be a pretty interesting thing for fans too. I mean, it would be
Yeah,
something
man.
different.
And the trophy dash is a throwback to the days of the old Fremont Speedway, and so would the Australian Pursuit.
Right, and Jimmy come up with that. Jim Senior.
Right.
He come up with that deal. Like
That's because he's old.
Yeah, well, he's older than me. We'll just go with that. But yeah, he said he wanted to help, and I said, come up with something that they don't do anymore. And he said something about Australian Pursuit, and then this the helmet dash. I really like the helmet dash. That's a good time. So, you know, we'll go forward, and I'll talk with the powers that be about the Australian Pursuit. Maybe whoever's like the heat winners out of each
Maybe
heat.
whoever doesn't make the dash.
Right.
You'll have qualifying times.
Right, but it could be the same guy that wins the dash, that wins the pursuit, and all that stuff too. Because we need to have stuff that splits up the action between, you know, like the heat races and the B main or B mains. There could be multiple B mains. So,
yeah, again, just for those that don't know, this is all one class.
Yeah, one division all day long. Like, you know, this could be an absolute beauty of a day or a shit show, and nobody knows yet. Like most of the time at Millstream, it was a nice thing. So, you know, I really enjoy it.
I think it's in good hands.
Yeah, the track does really well at what they do.
And the weather's going to be okay. It's going to be a little.
We'll have
cool.
Ryan Weekman. He'll give us a
cool.
forecast coming up here in a little bit.
Dude,
Right.
I never look at the weather. Like, I don't care. Like, I just prepare like I'm going to a normal race anyways. Even if they call for 90%, like, I start loading up. I start doing my thing, man. I've been looking at the weather since, like, Saturday. Like, I'm not...
We're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
So what's your prediction? Is it going to be a truck or a stock to win the feature?
We'll say trucks are going to finish 1st through 14th. And lap the cars 4 times. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You gotta support the trucks. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta support those guys. So.
Dan Henning wants to know if there's any time limits.
Yeah, we'll be done way before midnight, and if it comes down to it, I'll pay the $100.
Uh-oh. I think Cory has a phone call.
Dude,
your phone's ringing. Well, I think we're about done anyways. Are you still there?
B Jr. just tried to call me. Like, of all people. Bro. Yes, he just tried to call me. He probably wants his cooler back. I still have it from Saturday.
Well, and you got another event. Is that this Sunday, the go-kart thing?
Yeah, that's pretty cool too, man. It just happened to stack up this way. Like, this is an accidental thing on Friday. The Sunday thing's been planned for a while. That's an open go-kart race, like open. Like, bring, like, a run what you brung. Just make sure it's on slick tires. I don't care. And that also coincides with our fall chug race, which, you know, most everybody knows about that glorious testicle of racing. So, so that's a $600 to win show, on the open deal, and I'm about 90% certain that we secured enough funds to make it free for anybody that shows up. So show up.
You're talking competitors.
Yeah, competitors. Fans will be free no matter what. And then free for all competitors. I'm about 90% that we're gonna get that. So,
what time does that start on Sunday?
That'll be a 2:00 race time. Gates are at noon. So that's going to be we're going to run the open race, which is 36 laps for no particular reason.
Yeah, nobody. I don't know any trucks that have that number.
No, not at all. And then we're going to have an intermission, and we're going to have trick or treating and a costume contest that actually pays money. And then shortly thereafter, we're going to strap everybody up with their apparatuses on their helmets or however they do it. And then we're going to do our normal fall shenanigans. So, fun stuff.
There
So,
we go.
Drunk people racing go-karts.
yeah, I won't be in it this year. I've won the last two. So let's have a new winner.
That's because you had quick pit stops.
Very much so. Yeah, I'm good at a couple things, and drinking's one of them.
Roddy
yeah.
had a suggestion for the Australian Pursuit race there. The first
Who?
10 vehicles, Roddy Schroyer.
Okay.
First 10 vehicles not to make the dash run the Australian Pursuit for the 5th starting spot.
For the 5th starting spot of the dash.
Of the feature.
Of the feature.
Huh. So the feature, I'm sorry, we didn't cover that. So the feature is going to be by bingo draw, which will be determined by, so the top 2 out of every heat will get a redraw spot, and then the top 2 fastest non-redraw people get a redraw also.
As long as they finish top 5 in the heat, normal Fremont rules.
Well, it might not be top 5. If there's 6 heats, it's going to be a lot less than that. Like,
Okay.
if there's 60 cars there, we're not going to put 30 into the feature, or 40 even. That's
Why?
a little counterproductive. So, depending upon car count is where that line's going to move. So
Okay.
we'll definitely do the top 2 to redraw, which, if there's 6 heats, that's 12. So which is back to the way that things used to be, where you got bingo ball 1 through 12 for a redraw.
Okay.
But it was awesome sometimes because, Sean or, somebody fast would draw 12. You're like, man, I got a chance tonight, dude. So,
All right.
Kinda
Well, you can figure it out. You'll figure it out, I'm sure.
Yep.
All right, man. We're going to let you go here. Good luck with everything, and we'll see you out there tomorrow evening.
Fantastic, man. Can't wait to see you.
Keep on listening. Ryan Weekman's going to give us the weather report.
You better be.
We'll see you, Corey.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. Oh, by the way.
Oh, he's still there. No, he just left.
Yeah. If Corey's still listening, the front clip is glued back on the 8 truck.
Wow. Still working on that from the throttle stuck wall hit.
From the RJ crash, yep.
Yeah. A little bit of racing news before we get to our Big D's pizza giveaway here. How many? And I think you have an idea what the how many for this week might be. If not, stay tuned.
Pretty sure I do.
The National Motorsports Appeals Panel on Thursday amended, this was last Thursday, not today, the September penalty to NASCAR Cup Series driver William Byron for his intentional contact with Denny Hamlin under caution at Texas Motor Speedway, which sent the number 11 Joe Gibbs racing driver spinning into the infield and out of the top 5. Byron will now be issued a $1,000 fine with no championship point deduction. He was initially docked 25 driver points and 25 owner points, along with a $50,000 fine. What do you think about that? I think the points are more significant, especially with the playoffs. Because that could have swung things around a little bit.
I don't know.
If I was Denny, I wouldn't be happy. And I don't think he is. But Denny rarely is happy, it seems, at least recently.
He's had a rough year.
NASCAR had a meeting with drivers last Friday where they could express their concerns with safety issues, and it sounds like there's going to be some changes made to the rear of the car, because that's, I guess, where most of these concussions are happening, where they back into the wall because the back's so rigid. Yeah, your brain's going the back of your head or something. So they're going to soften some parts in the back to try and absorb some of that impact for next year.
Airbags for the rear bumper.
Well, I don't think that's it, but something. Race Team Alliance, collection of the most powerful teams in NASCAR, met with the reporters also on Friday last week. claiming the economic model is broken for NASCAR and has no chance of sustainability. Jeff Gordon stated that Hendrick Motorsports has not had a profitable season in years and will lose money again in 2022. In June, the Race Team Alliance gave NASCAR a 7-point plan on a new revenue-sharing model. NASCAR finally responded to it last week with a counteroffer. It only took them a few months there. With a minimal increase in revenue and a focus on cost cutting. Sounds like the only cost left to cut would be lead to layoffs. Currently, teams only get 7% of TV revenue, and that's according to the RTA. NASCAR says that's a little misleading, but I didn't see any other details on how that's misleading. But it was noted that in Formula One, the revenue is split 50-50 between teams and series ownership.
50-50 is a lot better than 7%,
93.
Yeah.
Cole Custer and his Stewart-Haas racing team have been penalized by NASCAR officials following on-track actions during Sunday's NASCAR Cup Series race at Charlotte Motor Speedway's road course. The team was penalized under Section 5 of the NASCAR rulebook, which requires competitors to race at 100% of their ability and takes action against competitors who intended to artificially alter the race's finishing positions. Custer and crew chief Michael Shiplett were fined $100,000, along with Shiplett being suspended indefinitely. Along with the fine, Custer lost 50 driver and owner points. Did you see this deal?
That's significant, Scott.
On the final lap of the Bank of America 400 on Sunday, Custer appeared to slow down and impede multiple cars behind him, allowing teammate Chase Briscoe to gain valuable positions. Briscoe advanced to the round of 8 after finishing 9th, 2 points over defending Cup Series champion Kyle Larson. Stewart-Haas Racing will appeal the penalties. The team released a statement denying any wrongdoing in response to the penalties levied against driver Cole Custer and crew chief Mike Shiplett, and apparently Tony Stewart's pretty pissed off at NASCAR. But did you hear the radio?
I didn't.
For that, the crew chief is telling him, I think you got a tire going down. You better slow down, while he's on the backstretch. So how could the crew chief know he's got a tire going down if he's on the backstretch?
Well, maybe they've got those little inflation monitors like all the new cars do.
Oh,
yeah.
Mine's on all the time now because the battery's died in. Yeah. Maybe the battery died in it.
There you go.
The TPM, tire pressure monitor thing. So, anywho. Hendrick Motorsports driver Alex Bowman will miss the next 3 races again. Next 3 races of NASCAR Cup Series season as he continues to recover from his concussion. Noah Gragson will continue to substitute for Bowman. So. And I guess there's going to be a press conference on Saturday at Las Vegas, which is a hometown of Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch is going to be giving a press conference because Tyler Reddick, I didn't have that in my notes, but there's rumors at this point, and nothing's been. I didn't add it to my notes because it hasn't been substantiated that Reddick has been his contract for next year has been bought out, so he can move to 23-11.
Right.
Because originally he's going to move in the following year, 2024, and
he had one more year left. Nobody really thought that was going to happen, Scott.
Yeah. So, the rumor is that he's going to be moving next year, but nothing official yet. But I'm guessing something on Saturday at 11 a.m. may change that. And I don't know if that's 11 a.m. Las Vegas time or Eastern time. So, anyways, how many this week? A chance to win a Big D's Pizza. Actually, first let's go to last week. Was how many ARCA Menard Series cars would be at Toledo, and how many All-Stars at Fremont on Saturday?
And the number was?
The number was 24 or 25. 24 actually started, but I thought I saw 25. One guy did not start at Toledo in the ARCA race. So I would have accepted 2 numbers. Really? No, only one person came close anyways. But there were 39 cars at Fremont, so that's a total of 63, 64 if you include that guy that did not start in the Toledo race. And nobody picked 64. One person picked 63. That was Matt Swander.
Really?
So congratulations to Matt Swander, and he sent me a message a little bit ago and said that if he won, I don't know how he knows this, please tell Dean to donate it. So I'm guessing he would like that to go to first responders again. So Matt Swander, congratulations. He got 63 right on. I picked 60. You were like at 56.
Thank you, Matt, for that.
Yeah, you were more pessimistic last week.
I was.
I don't know why. So that means I get to pick first for this week, which this week's How Many and a chance to win a Big D's Pizza. How many competitors will be at Fremont tomorrow night, Friday night, for the Stock-tober Showdown?
Cars coming from 4 or 5 hours away, Scott.
Total number of competitors. Trucks, cars, super stocks, Sandusky stocks, factory stocks, 4-hour away stocks.
Anybody that would be legal at Oakshade Raceway with their super stocks.
Yeah, or they can change whatever they need change as long as they fit the Oakshade rules to run with the stocks, and the dirt trucks are going to stick with the Fremont dirt truck rules. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that works out. So, total number.
You're stalling, Scott.
I am, and I'm seeing a wide range of numbers here.
Scott?
72 to 38. Well, he said 60. I think he might be a little optimistic. I'm going with 51. 51 is my number, total cars.
I think he
or
was
total competitors.
I think he was pretty accurate with the 60, so I'm going with 52.
That's I figured you'd do that. So if you'd want a chance to win a Big D's Pizza, put your guess in the comments of our Facebook Live or YouTube Live, and we will tally them up next week and figure out who's going to win that Big D's Pizza. You have until, we'll say, 4 o'clock when gates open tomorrow. So if you're listening to this Friday morning on the podcast, Apple Podcast, whatever, you can still head on over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Hammerdown Racing Report, or go to hammerdownracingreport.com, and you get links to everywhere there. Find the video broadcast, and you put your guess in the comments. As long as you do it before 4 o'clock, you are entered.
We will watch the times in case you...
Yeah, there's a timestamp when you
right.
when you put it in there, so I can see when it is. And if you go and edit it, then you get the black flag.
Then you get the black flag
back over there out of camera range. But it is over there, and we'll use it. So this weekend's Big D's Pizza Racing menu. One show for you locally. Guess what that is?
Fremont Speedway.
Yeah, there you go. We've been talking about it all night. Fremont Speedway. Stock-tober Showdown, the Oakshade Dominator Super Stocks, plus the Sandusky stock cars, plus the Toledo Flat Rock Factory stock cars, plus any other stock cars that fit the Oakshade Dominator Super Stock rules.
Versus
the dirt trucks. Oh, I still have 1,000 to win. I didn't even update that. $1,250 to win, plus a ton of bonus money available. $170 to start, I think. For that, we didn't mention that. I think it's $170 if you make the feature. Gates open to 4, racing at 7:30. General admission just $10, and pit passes are only $20. So
that's a good deal.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Probably dress warm.
Probably, but yeah, we'll let Ryan talk about that in just a minute. Before that, some other series in action this weekend. The World of Outlaw, NASA, things are winding down. All-Stars are done, so there's not much going on. World of Outlaw NASA Energy Drink Sprint cars are at I-80 Speedway in Nebraska on Friday, Lakeside Speedway in Kansas on Saturday. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series wraps up their season with the 42nd Annual Dirt Track World Championship at Portsmouth Raceway Park in Portsmouth, Ohio on Friday and Saturday. Xfinity Series is in action at Las Vegas Motor Speedway on Saturday, October 15th, 3 o'clock on NBC for the Alsco Uniform 302 at Las Vegas. Cup Series South Point 400 at Las Vegas Speedway on Sunday. That'll be at 2:30 on NBC. And that's about it for this weekend. So let's check out Ryan Weekman and find out what that weather is going to be like for Fremont tomorrow night.
Here is your weekend weather pit stop forecast. I'm meteorologist Ryan Weekman. It's a short list for races this time around here over at Fremont Friday night Shocktober Showdown. Look for it to be a chilly one. Temperatures in the afternoon will get up near 60 degrees, but into the evening, quickly falling back down into the 40s. Could be some late evening showers. I'm talking probably after midnight, so it should be okay for racing. Just something to be aware of to start off our early weekend plans. I'm meteorologist Ryan Weekman. Have a great weekend.
So we should be good. Just
Thanks,
warm,
Ryan.
like you said. We did have a Hammer Down hotline text from actually a couple weeks ago. We didn't get to it last week, but we'll do that this week. If you would like to call or text the Hammer Down hotline anytime, day or night, anything about racing, 419-318-3083. 3081. It's 419-318-3081. Call or text it anytime, day or night. This latest one, and I'm going to throw this to you because I don't know the answers to any of these. I haven't heard anything, and you may not have. And they're very open-ended, I guess, here. Nothing specific. What silly season rumors are you hearing about? Is there a possibility that a local track owner was approached about selling and said owner mentioned a price? And did a possible buyer put down a payment on said track?
I
haven't heard anything.
No, I've heard nothing.
Okay. So I don't know.
Other than rumors, and
Yeah.
I don't believe the rumors.
So, yeah. So I got, I haven't heard any silly season rumors, at least locally, and nothing about any tracks. Have you heard anything about Millstream? Pretty much same status quo
much
there.
The same.
Okay. Yeah.
I think they've run a couple of practice sessions to
Just
possibly keep their license intact.
It'd be fun to race there. Maybe
It would. It really would.
I didn't even notice Ryan Weekman said Shocktober instead of Stock-tober.
Well,
But
it's Halloween, so it could
Yeah.
be Shocktober.
It would be nice if, maybe this Stock-tober deal gets going. We have a race at Millstream, make a series or something.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yes.
I'll have to talk to the powers that be about that. Maybe that'll light a fire under their butt.
Yeah.
Probably not, but it's worth a shot. Thanks to associate producer Dave Kemmer, contributors Matt Swander, John Young, Doug Dock, Bob Stazak. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Hammer Report, follow us on YouTube, listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. We're on all of them, all 492 of them, give or take a few. Check us out at hammerdownracerreport.com. Make sure to rate and review us, share us with your friends, and thanks to our sponsors, Oakshade Raceway, Big D's Pizza, Ron Miller Race Cars, Freestream Photos, Dominator Race Products, Headhunter Barber Studio and Salon. And thanks again to this week's guests, Cole Duncan, Cory McCaughey, and we'll be back in action next Thursday, 7 o'clock. Yeah, maybe we'll have a Halloween episode.
Ooh.
I got a fog machine. We'll have to plug that in. Strobe light.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Maybe we could borrow Gumby's helmet. He's got a pumpkin that fits over his. You'll see it. You'll see it Friday.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's cool. It really is.
Are you going to be at Fremont tomorrow night?
Yes, I will.
All right. Well, if you're at Fremont tomorrow night, we'll see you out there. If not, get out to some other track that's local to you and support them. And we'll see you back here next week, 7 o'clock.
$10 in the grandstand, $20 in the pits. You got to be there.
All right. We'll see you.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.